It is so great seeing my next guest back in action. He's going to be taking on Marcin Tybura, UFC 273, April 9th. It's Biggie Boy, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, back here on the program. Jairzinho, how are you, sir?
I'm good, sir. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course. Pleasure is all mine. Before we get into your fight, did you happen to catch the heavyweight main event this past weekend? Tom Aspinall, Alexander Volkov. Did you see the fight?
Oh, yeah, I do. It was a good one. A lot of new contenders. It's exciting in the heavyweight division right now, and I'm excited get back in there and show myself and get back up there, of course.
Were you surprised to see Aspinall finish Volkov as quickly as he did? I know Aspinall's been finishing a lot of his opponents, but Volkov's a pretty durable guy in your weight class.
Yeah, of course. Surprise, but it was how should I say it?
Expected, yeah.
It's expectable, and especially he's doing a lot of great work with all of his fights, and yeah, he had talents. He do his thing, and I'm excited. So
there's a lot of good heavyweight fights coming up, including yours, which is great. Now, this fight was supposed to take place earlier. I know it was rescheduled, I think, due to COVID. Did you find out exactly what happened? Because was it Marcin who got COVID? What was the reason for the postponement?
No, what I heard is something with COVID with Marcin. I don't know if he had COVID or I don't know, but that was the case, and I accepted it, and I got more time to train, so I come back in a good shape. So,
okay, that's good. Was there ever any other opponents offered when the first fight was called off, or was the plan to always reschedule the fight?
It was rescheduled.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, just always have to ask anyways. Was this the right amount of time off in between fights from your last one to this one? I know you were supposed to fight, like I said earlier, but seemed like you got more time in the gym, so that's always good.
Yeah, it's good, but like it was supposed to take place the 26th of February. That was the right time. But now it makes sense, give you more time in the gym, work on some things you didn't get a chance to, and yeah.
Last fight, I know, didn't go the way you wanted. What did you take away the most from that fight against Curtis Blaydes?
The most the wrestling part.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, just work on the wrestling. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the wrestling part, I forced myself to go back to zero with that wrestling because I thought I understood it, and still there are some small details that I didn't. It's like it's not my second nature, but then you kind of have to force yourself to go back in there, go deeper, and that's what I did, and hopefully I can show this April 9th. And especially if the fight goes to the ground. If not, we save it for the next one. But what I take away for that fight is especially my wrestling and my all-round game.
What about conditioning or dieting? Like, I was looking at your Instagram, you look a lot lighter, thinner. I don't know. I can't put it into words. Has there been anything different there? Or have you just changed your diet? What's been the difference?
No, I'm kind of do the same thing, especially with dieting, and I always work on my conditioning and my cardio. Because I believe that that's my biggest power, to have this conditioning, the endurance, the long range, the 5 rounds. I always have that condition, so I think that's my biggest power, and I focus a lot on that.
Okay, that's great. Let's talk about Marcin Tybura, 22-7 record. Style-wise, how are you looking at this fight?
I think he's more of a grappler and also a striking guy. He's been around for a while. He has a lot of fights. I think he's have more experience than me. Yeah, but I'm gonna get in there and make sure I get my hands raised. Doesn't matter how, and show what I've been training, and especially the wrestling part if the fight goes to the ground. And yeah.
Okay, well, we're excited for it. Who have you mainly been working with at American Top Team as far as training partners for this fight?
King Mo, as always, Conan, Ergen Marcelo, all the heavyweights actually. Pesão, how you call this guy? Marcus Almeida, Buchecha. So those are the guys, and especially grappling guys. So they're helping me a lot, pushing the pace, and especially with the wrestling, get on the ground, get back up, and the drills.
That's great.
Steve Marco as well.
Yeah, Steve Marco, who's become a great coach over there too. Did you get to work at all with Alexei Oleinik? He's fighting this week, and I was just curious if you got to work with him.
I worked I think one time or two times in his camp. I worked with him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of heavyweights there, so obviously a lot of options, which is great. On that note, who's going to be in your corner for this fight? Is it going to be the same? I know you're coach from back home, but who else will be in the cage with you?
I'll be with King Mo, Conan, and Mike and John, with four coaches.
Oh,
But
nice.
kind of the same. I always keep the same team. Don't change team. Don't change the winning team. And even if it doesn't go our way, we keep the same thing and push forward.
Okay, there we go. You mentioned it there. You feel like you're going to get your hand raised. How do you envision the fight playing out? You like getting knockouts, and Marcin has been knocked out before. Is that kind of what you're seeing in this matchup?
I always see if the knockout is there, I put it away. But the most important part of this one is be in shape, be lighter on the feet, go forward, and yeah, see what kind of opportunities appeals, and make sure I can take it away from there. That's my most important part is be in shape.
How many more fights do you have left on your contract? Do you know?
Right now, four.
Oh, so did you just resign, or was this
I
from the
just
fight before?
I just signed a fight before.
Oh, congrats! So that was after the last fight, then.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, before the last fight. So I have five left. Sorry.
oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. So it was a 5-fight deal. The first fight was the Curtis Blaydes fight. Yeah, I just wanted
Yeah.
to clarify that.
Six
Okay.
fight. No, it's a 6 fight deal,
Oh,
and the Curtis Blade was the first fight.
gotcha. Okay, well, even better. Because yeah, normally they only give out like 4 fight contracts, but to the fact that you got 6, I guess you must feel happy about that, knowing the UFC's behind you.
Correctly, correctly. I mean, we there doing the good job. Even the last fight doesn't go our way. Uh, the part of it is you keep learning the game. It's not that easy. Just come in there, the biggest league, the biggest platform of fighting, and keep up. Knocking people out. So that the UFC is behind me, of course, it feels good, and it gives you more motivation to train harder and go in there and put in crazy performance and get yourself back up in the ranking.
We mentioned Curtis Blaydes earlier. He's fighting Chris Daukaus this Saturday. I know you're probably keeping an eye on that fight because it's a big fight in your division. Curtis is the favorite. He's like a 3-1 favorite. How do you think that fight will play out? I know you don't like picking fights, but considering you just fought Curtis, I'm sure you have some good insight.
For me, I don't know. I didn't see Chris is wrestling,
Mhm.
but from my perspective, Bliss is a really good wrestler. I experienced that, so I don't know what he's gonna do on the feet,
Mhm.
but I'm not gonna pick anyone. But I think it's really exciting.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's why it's a main event this Saturday. It's going to be great. The other big fight that took place a few months back was Tai Tuivasa and Derrick Lewis. Were you surprised to see Tai knock out Derrick Lewis and survive that early onslaught from Lewis in that first round?
yeah, it surprised me the way he knocked him out, especially with the jab and then he stumbled. What comes after is normal, but the jab surprised me, and I take care of business.
And you must be pretty happy about that because it adds another layer to this division. Like had Lewis won, he's back in the same spot, but now you've got Tuivasa who's ahead. It seems like there's a lot of fresh matchups in the division. Are you finding that as well?
Yes, I have the same idea. I share the same thoughts. That's a new, fresh fighters that you can fight again. And I think it's gonna be awesome, especially this year.
There was some rumblings about maybe Stipe Miocic fighting Tai Tuivasa next. Do you think that's the fight to make, or do you think with Tom Aspinall winning last weekend they might do him and Tai? What do you think about that?
I mean, both of them make sense. I wouldn't be that spot, so what's gonna happen there, I don't care. And if they got into it, make the best man win, and
Yeah.
I'll be here, do my thing, make sure I win. And when the time's right, I'm gonna face those guys. Yeah.
Do you think Stipe will only come back though if it's a title fight? Because he's been out for a long time. He obviously lost to Ngannou. It seems like at his stage in his career, he only wants to fight for a title. Are you kind of getting that sense as well? Because I'm sure you pay attention to the division at least.
Yeah, if I was TP, I want to do that. So I think that's the idea. The stage of his career, come back for a title fight is the only thing that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I think, yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure. And obviously, Francis Ngannou is at the top of your division. He just had surgery. Do you think this thing with the UFC is going to get resolved, or do you think they'll just move along with another title? Because I know it's just bad timing, right, with Francis's contract issues and then the injury as well.
yeah. I hope it gets resolved. Having the big scary guy on top and focusing on him, wanted to get in there to beat that guy, improve yourself, and then win the title. I think that's the most exciting thing in your career. And on the side, I hope they got the thing settled, and we will see.
And I know Marcin Tybura is the focus, but is there someone you haven't fought yet in the division that you think would be a fun matchup? You're not calling anyone out, but I'm just curious if there's any sort of style matchups you look at in your division that you'd like to have as another opponent.
I'm not really look at it like that. I mostly look at who's on top, so I can take the place or run back up for the title. That's the most important part. Fun matchup? Nah, I don't see it.
And speaking of heavyweights, unfortunate what's happening with Cain Velasquez. Have you been following that situation of what's happened?
I've been. The story is devastating. It's hard, and that you can take the right in your own hands. It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Can't
very.
say too much because what I'm gonna say doesn't make no sense. I hope and pray that he gets out. And he get less sentence then, but it's hard and it's fucked up.
No, I understand. Yeah, it's a very complicated situation. I'm a dad, so I can relate too, because it's obviously bad what's happened there. On a lighter note, what video games are you playing? You got the headset. I know you like playing a lot. What are you getting into this camp?
Right now, I'm not playing a lot of games, training a lot, even at home, and taking a lot of rest. And yeah, this fight makes a lot of sense for me. I want to go in there and win the fight. Doesn't matter how it's gonna happen. If it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be easy. I just want to win the fight, and that's it.
Wow. So no video games. That's a bit surprising. I guess just to focus on the fight, right? It's a big opportunity.
Yeah, I get more tired. You've been more busy. Yeah, I have some personal stuff as well, so I got to take care of business.
I understand. Would you ever play like the UFC game though, at least to put you in kind of the mode of? I mean, that at least is educational, right?
I play the UFC game most of the time. Not now, but I used to play it. Like almost every day. I have a career there, so.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So training, napping, eating, that's pretty much it. You going to the beach at all? You doing anything else or no?
I don't go to the beach. I love to do the cinemas at Sundays with my family. So that's
cool.
It. Yeah.
That's good. So you go every Sunday to go see movies then?
Yeah, Sunday go to the movies and do some nice thing, maybe sightseeing a little bit, drive around.
What did you see? What did you see last Sunday? Did you see anything good?
Last Sunday, I spring break, so I just drove by Miami Beach, Ocean Drive, see all the wildness. It was nice cars, people being happy, get drunk.
There you go.
So it was nice to see a little bit something else. Yeah.
All the things you can do after this fight, right? Because you can't do any of that during camp. You got to enjoy yourself after, right? So.
Camp, I want to have a vacation, so I'm gonna see where I'm gonna go, and yeah.
Where are some destinations you're thinking of to go on vacation?
I think a couple of places in the States, maybe the Bahamas, place like that. Like at least for a weekend, my family chill and kids. Have some great times.
No, it makes sense. I was going to say, because you live in Florida, it's kind of like being on vacation, right? You get good weather all the time. So it's like, it's probably hard to find somewhere that's better than that, right?
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's always nice to have this weather, especially with training. It's always hot. So you can kick it right away.
Exactly. And this fight's going to be hot. UFC 273, April 9th. We're looking forward to it. Jairzinho, thanks so much for the time. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
No, thank you. And I want to say to my fans, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube as well. And I want to thank to my, my management team, personal management. Thank you guys for doing such great work. And yeah, that's it.